I just killed a bug, and that was traumatizing. Oh my gosh. Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today I thought I could do a fun little book tag where I answer a bunch of questions that are like kind of book coded and that kind of let you guys know a little bit more about like my book taste and what I like to read. And I actually got this idea from Katie Whitruck, and I love her videos, and she just posted a little book tag video, so I'm using some of her questions for it. So I definitely recommend that you guys go check out her video, which I can link down below, and I will also link her channel down below if you guys want to check her out, because I got a lot of inspo for this video from her. So for the first question, I have 5 books that define your taste. For me, I would say that those 5 books are Magnolia Park's the whole Throne of Glass series, but if I have to pick one book, I would say Kingdom of Ash, Powerless, The 7-Year Slip, and Fourth Wing. I would say those are like my top 5 books that I would say, like, if they give the same vibes, then I'm probably gonna love it. Like, those 5 books are like my Roman Empire books. The things that I love about all of them are just kind of like the world building aspects. I love how real every character feels. I really have a thing for when I read books, I feel really connected to the characters. Like, I don't need to read a book and feel connected to characters to enjoy it, but I just know that if I do feel connected to the characters, then I'm gonna enjoy it like so much more. Like, for example, for Magnolia Parks, like the whole book is basically just character based, and there's like, of course there's plot and there's like dramatic moments, but it's basically just like getting to know these people and seeing them go through things and just like getting to know them. It feels like they are real people, and I just like always think about them, and I always like think about what would they do in the situation, like, or whatever. And it's crazy because it's like ink on paper, and yet I think about it so much, and I like think about what impact they had on my life. And then of course, like Fourth Wing and Powerless and all of those, like those are definitely less like impactful and less like character based, and it's more like plot and romance and romantasy and all of that. And so I'm definitely a big romantasy girly. I love like just angst and yearning and some good dragons and some trials. So Fourth Wing is like a dragon fantasy, which you guys have definitely heard of, and then Powerless is like a trials, like ordinary and elites with powers and everything like that. And I love Throne of Glass just because of the depth of the story. Kingdom of Ash is my favorite. Kingdom of Ash is actually the last book in the Throne of Glass series, and it's quite a brick. It's quite long. This is how long it actually is. Yeah, it's like this thick, but it is so worth it. It's the end of the series, so you know every single character so well. It's an 8-book series, which is quite a long book series, but it is so worth it in the end because you are so connected to every character. You love every character so much. You love the plot. The plot is insane. The plot, the connections, the way the tiny little aspects that are talked about in book 1 connect back only in last book just makes it so worth it. It just the connections and the, I don't know, I just love it. And I've also, like, a lot of my favorite book characters come from that series, which is another question coming up, but I'm guessing you guys can probably guess, if you have read the series, which character I'm talking about. That is one of my favorite characters ever. But anyways, second question is, what are my favorite genres? So I'm guessing you guys probably understood what my favorite genres was after I answered the first question, but my favorite genres, I would say, are fantasy and romance. Those are my 2 like top ones. But then of course I have like subcategories that I really like. So for example, I love like romantasy under fantasy. I also love sci-fi, which is kind of another like genre of books, but I would say I just put it in the fantasy like section. I also love romance, but in that I love all the like small town romances, and I love all the also really dramatic romances like Magnolia Parks, and I love the reality TV vibes, but I also love like fun, cute rom-coms. So I'm a big like, I read everything. I read fiction, I read self-help, I read science fiction, I read romance, I read fantasy. I kind of read everything, but I feel like my favorite books always tend to be either romance or fantasy. And then my favorite authors, I would have to say, are Emily Henry. No surprise there. She is a romance author, and she wrote Funny Story, Book Lovers, Beach Read, all of those romance books that are phenomenal. Most of them are 5 stars for me. And then I also really, really love Sarah J. Maas. She wrote the ACOTAR and Throne of Glass series. I'm actually about to start Crescent City, which I'm really excited about. If you guys have any tips for Crescent City, please let me know down below because I'm a little bit scared. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, I love Sarah J. Maas. And I also really love Catherine Center. She is a romance author. And my 2 favorite books from her are probably The Bodyguard and Hello Stranger. I also really like the rom-commers. Yeah, those are my 3, I would say, top favorite authors. I would say Sarah J. Maas, Catherine Center, and Emily Henry. And if I had to say another one, I would say Abby Jimenez, but those are my top 4, I would say. Next, I have my favorite form of reading. So it's either physical, Kindle, or audiobook. And I would say my favorite is probably physical, just because I love just being able to just hold a book and turn the page like physically, just because it makes me feel so much more, I don't know, like I still feel like a reader when I do audiobooks and Kindles, but just, I don't know, I love the feeling of a book in my hands. But then of course, like I love Kindle because it's so convenient. I bring my Kindle to school with me so I can read in class. I actually listen to audiobooks in the car on my way to school and on my way to errands. So I literally use every single form every single day. And so I would say I love all of them, but I think the one that feels the most nostalgic and aesthetic and all of that, I would say, is physical. The one thing that I really like about Kindle though is that it's a lot easier to read in bed. Like you can just lay down and just hold your Kindle instead of the book being like this. Anyways, next question is my favorite book characters. So this one is really hard, you guys, because I love every single, like, I just love so many characters. Like I can't just pick, but I have 4 in my mind. Like I know 4 isn't really a very satisfying number, but if I had to pick, I would say Selena Sardothian from Throne of Glass. I would say Daisy Hates from the Magnolia Parks universe. I would say Kai Azer from the Powerless trilogy, and I would say Kenji from Shatter Me. Those are my like 4 favorites. I just love all of them, all for each like individual reason. I love Selena because of her strength and her, just she's so cool. She's just so cool. I remember Katie Whitrock, actually, who I got the video from. She said that one of her characters is actually Selena as well because she's so cool. And I was like, literally same. Just Selena is the essence of cool and strong, and she's gone through so many things, and yet she's still so resilient and just so cool. Like I don't know how else to say it. And then I love Daisy Hates just because one, she's really funny and she's strong and she loves her brother and she doesn't take any like bad word from anyone. Like she's just, I love her. And then I love Kai, obviously, for obvious reasons. He's first of all, of course, he's like a book boyfriend. Like he's genuinely top book boyfriend, but he's also just so caring and so strong, but also in a way that's not like I'm stronger than you. It's more like I'm strong and I'm here for you, but I know that you can do it and I'm going to let you do it, but I'm always going to be there to catch you if you fall. And that's just like love. And then Kenji, he is just my best friend. Like he is my best friend. He is so funny. I laugh so hard every single scene that he's in. He's so yeah, I love Kenji. Highly recommend you guys read the Shatter Me series for Kenji and for Eren, of course, but Kenji definitely is a big part of why I love that series. Next question. I know I already talked about this, but it is what is my favorite series? And my favorite series is the Throne of Glass series. It's an 8-book series by Sarah J. Maas, and we are following an assassin who, in the first book, she goes through trials to become the king's assassin. But then throughout the whole series, she does so many other things, and she's just phenomenal. And this is Selena Sardothian, as I was talking about. She's my role model. She's my role model. That's all I'm going to say. I love her, and I highly recommend that you guys read that series. It's 8 books, but it is so worth it. The way I read it, I know there's like some people are confused on the reading order. I read Throne of Glass first, and then I read Crown of Midnight as I read The Assassin's Blade as the 3rd book. Because I know some people say to start with Assassin's Blade, and then I tandem read Tower of Dawn and Empire Storms. But honestly, just do it however you want. Chronological would be to start with the Assassin's Blade, which are novellas about her early life. But I find that reading the Assassin's Blade as the third book just reminds you of details that happen next in the next book, so that you're really like on top of the details that are going to be important for the next book. And then Tandem Read, I highly recommend the tandem read, just because I found that Tower of Dawn was a bit harder to get through because it's a little bit more mundane, I would say, than all of the other books. But the story is so important and so good too. And so that's why I tandem read with Empire Storms, which is such like an intense book. So highly recommend the tandem read, and highly, highly, highly recommend the Throne of Glass series if you have not read it yet. Next question is the series that I'm the most excited to finish, and I would say I'm the most excited to finish uh, the Arc of a Scythe. I think I've read the first two books, and I still have to read The Toll and Gleanings. So The Toll is like the last book in the series, but Gleanings is like short stories of like older scythes, and that like it's basically about their life and things like that, which I think could be really, really interesting. So I think I do want to read that. But I'm really excited to finish that series. The first two books were really good. The first book was 5 stars. The second book was like 4 stars or 4.5. It's a sci-fi series where we're in a world where humans have lost the ability to die, which is a good thing. Like they're like, oh yay, we don't die anymore. But then population control is getting out of control. There's too many people, and so people are basically ordained. Like maybe there are like 4,000. I don't know. There are probably more. Don't count me on those details, but there are a bunch of people that are ordained to be scythes, so they're in charge of controlling the population and basically like people, um, so that they can control the population, like I just said. And it's really interesting. It's really good. Neil Shusterman, which is the author, is phenomenal. He's does an amazing job at like concluding things and tying things together perfectly to make you still feel concluded at the end of the book, but then leave you questions to pick up the next one. So, very, very, very good. Love that series. Highly recommend it, and I'm excited to finish it. And then the next question is a series that I'm excited to start. And for that one, I would say Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. It's the only series by Sarah J. Maas that I have not read, which is the third series that she wrote. And I'm just fascinated by a urban fantasy. It's basically a fantasy that takes place like there are phones, there's like email, there's like they all wear like hoodies and stuff like that, but it's like a fantasy, which seems really fascinating, but I'm also kind of scared to start it because it's high fantasy. Everyone says it's really hard to understand. It's huge. It's a huge book, but I'm really excited to start the series because I love Sarah J. Maas and I love her stories, and I'm really excited to read that. Next question is a book that I predict will be a favorite right now, and I think a book that I predict that is on my TBR that will be a favorite is probably The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, which I've heard so many really, really good things about it, but I've heard it's also heartbreaking, and everyone says it's really easy to read, even though it's really long. It's like 500 and something pages, and it's pretty thick. Like it's a good old brick, but everyone says it's phenomenal, and it's really, really deep and sad. And I was born in France, and so I think that the fact that it's set in France, in Paris, which is where I lived, is so cool. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like it could give me a part of my history too as well. And I just feel like I am gonna sob because everyone sobs at that book, even people that don't sob at books. And so I just feel like I could really enjoy it, and I'm excited to read my first Kristen Hanna book sometime soon, hopefully. We'll see. Second to last question is, if I could go buy a book right now that I would like just right now go buy a book, which one would it be? And I think I would buy the third book in the what's it called? In the Chestnut Springs series. I just finished Heartless, which is the second book, and I rated it 5 stars. And so I really, really want to get the third book because I just love the whole cowboy romance vibes. It's like the best vibe, and I'm so glad I started this series. It's just so good. It's just so good. And so I'm excited, and I would definitely buy the third book in that series. If I could go right now to Target or to Barnes & Noble or anywhere, I would buy the third book. And last, but certainly not least, are my favorite book creators. And so I would say that my favorite book creators are Katie Whitrock, which is where I got this video idea from, Destiny Sidwell, Sarah Caroli, Jolie Reeds, Rachel Catherine, and Emmy Rossum for sure. Like those are like my top like really good tier like book like comfort creators. And if you haven't heard of them, I don't know how, but they are my favorite. They are so good at what they do, and I just love their videos. They're so comforting, they're so cozy, they're so just, I don't know, it feels like a safe, warm home to sit down and just watch one of their videos. And yeah, but I've been actually exploring more and more book creators lately. So I've been subscribing to a lot new, like smaller creators, and I love their videos too. Like so many people have such good quality videos, and they're like, they don't even have like that many subscribers and stuff like that, which is, I just love watching smaller creators. Like I'm a smaller creator and I love watching other people like who are creating the same type of content as me and all of that, because it's so fascinating to see like we're all in a community and we all love the same things, which is books and reading and coziness and like daily life and wellness and all of that. And I just love watching new people's videos and just, yeah, anyways, that was a little tangent, but those are my favorite book creators. And so that is it for this book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know this was a fun little like sit down and just yap, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I already said that, but that just means I mean it a lot. If you say it twice, you mean it a lot. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, wherever or whenever you are watching this. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.